Hey everybody, just here hanging out in the Matrix, waiting for my old friend, you know who, to come by with his latest game. So I want to tell you a story while I wait for him to get here into the Matrix. I was just hanging out in the Microsoft headquarters, climbing through the vents like I usually do to hear the gossip, when I come upon Todd Howard's office. For those who don't know, Todd Howard has taken over Phil Spencer's office, and Phil Spencer now has to work in the basement in one of the supply closets. So I'm there in the vent, listening to Todd Howard bark orders to all of his minions when I hear him say, "Get me Elden Ring." Like, why does Todd want Elden Ring? And he's just sitting there screaming, "Get me Elden Ring, get me Elden Ring, get me Elden Ring." And he's doing that until finally somebody comes in with a PlayStation copy. He doesn't like Xbox. A PlayStation copy of Elden Ring. He puts it into his PlayStation and he starts playing it. And from where I'm sitting, I've got my fiber optic doodad so I can see his face, and he has a scowl on his face. He's angry, just absolutely livid, just just very just he's he's blowing his top. Is what I'm trying to say. He's just sitting there getting angrier and angrier when Phil Spencer comes up from the basement and he says, "Hey Todd, did you hear about this new game Elden Ring?" And Todd looks at Phil and Todd says, "Phil, I got your job now. You don't talk to me, I talk to you." And then Phil looks down at the floor and he says, "Yes, sir, Mr. Todd, sir." And Todd says, "Okay, Phil, what do you want to talk about?" And Phil says, "I was just talking about Elden Ring. You've heard about it?" And Todd says, "Yeah, I have. It's so much better than Skyrim." And then Phil says, "Yeah, that's why I wanted to come to you about it." And then Todd places his DualShock 5 controller onto the table, and he gets up, walks over to Phil, and slaps him across the face. And Todd says, "Phil, that was a test. There is no game better than Skyrim. You failed the test. You don't get to come up here anymore." And then Todd got some of his minions to carry Phil off back down to the basement. And that's today's Todd story.